Can you hear me? Good. Well, thank you all for coming. I'll start with some kind of words of advice, in a way. For a successful marriage, you have to start with love. And I think it's abundantly clear to all of us that they have that. So they've got love, they've got the first thing. The second thing is you have to pick a good partner. And I've been very fortunate in that Pat is perfect in every way. And so I have to spend a lot of time living up to that, which is super. Jonathan, you're in the same boat. Gracie picked well. You're very fortunate, but you've got a lot to live up to. And so I'll tell you a story. So when I first met Gracie, I came to Boone for a track meet. And I came by myself, and we were inside. It was an indoor track meet in the winter, and I'm sitting by myself. And all of a sudden, this attractive young lady comes over, like four of her friends, probably some of y'all, I don't know, and asked if they could sit with me. And I thought, yeah, this is super. This is great. So I met her. I thought, well, she's very nice and she's very kind because she's coming and sat down. I thought, I'm going to have to turn on the charm. I have to be nice so that if something comes out, you know, I have parts of I get an assist. All right. Yeah. Faster. Thank you very much. God, I wrote this too small. The next page. So then, no, I'm good. So the other part that I was thinking about was getting some, I was trying to think, okay, what can I give advice? And I thought, well, I can really just go with, you need to go with an example. And so for Jonathan, you need to look at your grandmother and that marriage, and that was a great marriage, and you need to try and live up to that. And then one more thing, two more things. You all said a number of vows today. And those aren't just words, those are vows. So there's love, there's honor, I can't even remember all of them, but they're all really, really crucial. And those are things you guys have to live up to again. So you do that. But that, of course, brings us back to love. And so we love you. Congratulations. And everybody, great to see you guys.
Yeah, I'm the matron, which at first I thought that just meant that I was old. But then I quickly realized it meant that I was married. So I was happy to hear that. But I just wanted to say that I'm like so incredibly honored. I'm going to set this down. We're family now, so you know. So I'm really honored to have been up there with you. I mean, it just meant the world to me, and to get to know all of your close friends and John's wonderful family, and spend time with our family as well. So thank you, and thanks to everybody for putting this on. I know there was a lot of really hard work, and it's just been absolutely beautiful. So I think this is the time of my speech when, or the matron maid of honor speech, where we got to, you know, reveal some dirt on Gracie, you know, some embarrassing stories, which we have lots of siblings. Do I need to move? Or? Okay. We have lots of siblings, so there should be a lot of intel there, you know, and I've really been surveying them, like, come on guys, like, what do we have, you know, what's a good story, what can I, but Grace is just, she's always been a just all-around wonderful kid and wonderful person, and it's really hard. Like, if I had to give, I'm sure if my siblings had to give stories about me, it would be pretty easy, and vice versa. But I did think of one thing, which is pretty funny. So when Gracie was really little, she didn't carry around like a baby doll or Teddy Bear or anything like that. We watched, I think it was Charlotte's Web, and she didn't really, you know, get into Wilbur or Charlotte or anything like that, but like Templeton, the rat. She was like pretty much obsessed with it. Like that's all she would talk about. She really like wanted a rat. She wanted to talk about rats and ask questions about them. And so I think it was my brother and my dad went out and actually like purchased her a plastic rat that was like a foot long. It was like black and red beady eyes. And Gracie would like carry it around, and she would sleep in the bed with it. And it was a little odd. It was a little odd, I'm not gonna lie. And it seems odd to you guys because you guys are all laughing, but I did some research, and in ancient Chinese culture, rats are part of the zodiac, and they represent wisdom, and part of yin and yang. I'm no expert in, Chinese wisdom or anything like that, but I did a little Googling, and they each represent the yin and the yang based on the number of toes on their limbs. And the rat, surprisingly enough, I live in New York, so I may be looking closer, but rats actually have 4 toes on their front limbs and 5 on the back. And so they have both even and odd limbs, which means they're yin and yang. So that means not only does it represent wisdom, but also balance for the yin, and the yang, strength and dominance. So, I mean, she's carrying on a rat, okay? So that's actually pretty cool. So when I went to go get a wedding gift for you, I went down to Chinatown, and don't worry, I didn't get your rat. I got you something, which Dan, I think, is going to be my trusty assistant. This is my husband, Dan. And but you can open it. And when I went looking for the gift, the people in Chinatown, I was trying to explain what I wanted, and they were like, oh, we don't really give gifts, we just give cash, They were kind of looking at me. I was like, oh, we need cash too, okay? This is the only thing I'm going to get. So anyway, I got this scroll, which is typically given to couples when they get married. And Dan and I have, not a scroll, but a print, but it has these characters, and it literally means double happiness. They're 2 exact same characters, and I've only been married 5 years, but I've been trying, think of what I can impart on you. And we have a scroll like this in our house, or a print with it, and it's really meant a lot to me. I didn't know it would represent marriage at first, but it represents double happiness, which means you're going to experience double happiness. You're going to experience double sadness, double frustration, double joy, exhilaration. But you always experience together, and it's such a blessing to be able to walk through life and experience something twofold. And just means that, Gracie, you're always going to be in John's corner, and John's always going to be in your corner. And so, my glass, please. So I don't want to just cheer to happiness once, but to double happiness for Gracie and John. So, to happiness, and to happiness. What do you Swings. So I've known Gracie since 7th grade, but we became really close my junior year of high school after going on a school missions trip together. And then once I made the best decision ever to transfer to App State, we became super close. And then the rest is pretty much history from there. We basically did everything together, probably to the annoyance of John and our roommates and everyone else in Boone. But rarely were we not doing something where one or the other wasn't involved. Having Gracie as one of my best friends is such a blessing, and I don't just say that lightly. I think you're the person I've laughed with the most and had the most fun with. So C.S. Lewis says that friendship is born at the moment when one man says to another, "What, you too?" I thought that no one but myself. And that most definitely rings true with Gracie and I's friendship. We've had lots of moments and deep conversations and long talks where we easily relate with each other because we say, "Oh good, you think that too? I'm not the only one? Okay, good." But it's so wonderful to be able to be yourself, your weird and funny self, around a friend and not only be accepted but also reciprocated. And Gracie's that friend to me. So I know I've told this before, but I remember Gracie visiting in Raleigh during a holiday break one time. She said,
telling her about a boy named John who helped her move mattresses out of her dorm. And I said, oh, you like him? She's like, oh, no, we're just friends. It's fine. Lo and behold, a couple months later, she was like, oh, so you remember that boy John? Yeah. And now here we are on their wedding day. So that's pretty cool. So John and Gracie complement each other really well, as we all know. And it's been really fun to